Yo, what up, everybody? We got a another series tonight featuring two teams from Group C, and DsYlExIc Defenders and Team Ghost. Team Ghost can win this and virtually lock themselves in the playoffs. DsYlExIc Defenders can absolutely throw this group upside down with a win here overall. If you note, there is quite a few subs for both sides. You see Ocean for Team Ghost going from support to jungle, and a sub support coming in the bot lane with Geico. And then over here on the left side for DsYlExIc Defenders, I think there's actually four subs. Might be three, but for sure four. Or for sure three that I know of, but maybe four. So DsYlExIc was, I think, having a hard time scheduling around this, and they were going to forfeit. But anybody who knows Hairwick, the jungler for Small Brain Mechanics, he hates forfeits, and he said he'll step in and play. And Shreese, who's a good friend of Hairwick's and an AD carry, said he would bot lane with him. And then there's a few other subs coming in as well. So yeah, we have a pretty big matchup overall, especially for DsYlExIc. Um, Note that because of the subs and kind of the last second, both teams lose a ban, which is no biggie. So you will see blank bans here in the first one. Let's go over to the draft here as I got started. And this will be the first time we see Hairwick on support. I know he's goated. So we'll see what happens here. So looking over at the two bans so far for DsYlExIc, we have an Ari ban. Ari, a big champion for Mage. We see a Skarner first pick coming out for DsYlExIc, and then Team Ghost rounds it out. Responds with a Volibear here. So we see Team Ghost responding with Volibear Jinx here. Geico gets to finally play that skin. So, and then we see Shreeze over here going after the Sivir. We'll see what DsYlExIc pairs that with. I think support's going to come out here. It is a Leona. Okay. And out comes a Zyra. Zyra being a very interesting kind of flex pick. Could go jungle, could go support here. So we'll see what Team Ghost wants to bring out with this. And then for DsYlExIc, we see another mid band coming out, Orianna, and then getting rid of Havoc's Darius. Being that they're pretty much a short range team comp, I think getting rid of Darius is pretty big. And then Team Ghost respond with a Malphite and Oran band, so targeting this top lane a little bit here. Just pretty good so far, and we see the snap pick by Havoc to lock in this Renekton, and then we see Solence smashing this Fiora. Okay, going hand v hand against Havoc is okay. Take some guts there. I can respect it. Havoc being one of the premier top laners in the league so far, and having a really good standout series here. But let's see what mid lane wants to go for. DsYlExIc is a Nico. Interesting. You have the trinity of mid laners still up, and you pick Nico. So interesting. I think Nico is a big team fightery type of champ, but I think just kind of auto loses the Victor Syndra way, and here comes the Syndra out from Mage-Hand. So let's see how this DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS team comp ends up going. I mean, you have decent wave clear with Sivir to let Fiora scale. That being said, this ends up being a Zyra support, which I think is quite interesting.
You don't have to be afraid of me. Oh, coward. May you die with your eyes closed. Is something from me?
Uh, it always happens. Looks like Solon's plays quite a bit of Fiora. Decent win rate too. So be curious to see if he can play this matchup out. I don't even know what that means, Sue.
You don't have to be afraid of me. Oh, coward. May you die with your eyes closed. Is something from me?
interesting overall here. I don't think either team has a great stall for stabilizing like wave clear champ to set up the split pushers. I think overall, um, excuse me, Volibear Renekton diving into Skarner, Leona, Nico. I think they have a lot more stuff to go through to get to the Sivir here, and even Sivir has Spell Shield. But also, I don't see Skarner ever diving into like Syndra, Jinx, Zyra. Like you're just asking to get CC'd out of your E. And then Nico has a snap engage. I think if she catches out Zyra, then that helps uh, start up the team fight a lot better. So I actually like the DsYlExIc comp a little bit better here. The question's going to be is, can Sivir stay even or ahead to help chop down these tanks? But I think all in all, I like the front to back a little bit more on DsYlExIc. I think it's slightly easier to pull off. And I think their engages are just easier to pull off. In the sense of like, it's hard to miss an eco ult. Stuff like that. So, be curious to see what this goes. I do think though, Team Ghost's comp does scale significantly better with Jinx Syndra here. But if DsYlExIc's comp plays fast, loose, and this Fiora can keep pressure on Renekton here, then could be a very interesting game overall here. Two fairly volatile comps. Here we go. Looks like DsYlExIc 4-man top here at the very beginning for this level 1.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
It's going to be a big level 1 fight here, I think. No. Don't take the bait here.
Minions have spawned.
They do not have a new roster. This is 4 subs. So DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS was actually going to forfeit their game. Actually, no, I think you're right. Farosh might be a regular for them, but they know. I know for a fact they have 3 subs. They were going to 2 subs and a roll swap. Oh, thank you, Smalls. Is it just the bot lane? Who's the subs? Oh. Wait, I mean... Oh, and we got a first blood coming out from Solitz on Havoc here. Okay. My apologies, Smalls. I thought it was at least 3 subs. But, no, at one point they were discussing schedule and couldn't make it work. And they were going to forfeit, actually. But Hairwick is not a fan of forfeits. And he reached out and asked what they needed and was there for the boys. So I know Hairwick does play support when he's off roll, and actually is kind of brags a little bit about how good his support is. So we'll see how this goes. But this Fiora getting first blood up top is actually so insane. Yeah, Jay is not a fan of forfeits at all. So Soup looks like pathing down bot lane here. I've kind of like dubbed that kind of pathing like the Rusty special. So I watched Rusty like 3 games in a row take this go around. So, but you got Hairwick getting caught out here as the bot lane ends up going in on it. Ocean ends up taking down Leona here, and Geico ends up getting Soup here. And Geico will end up get the double kill onto Shreets here. So the bot lane for Team Ghost starting off really, really well. Obviously, Solus putting a hurting already here on Havoc. Team Ghost just turned him into Ghost. I like that. Soup ends up picking a fight here with Ocean here. And Solus ends up trading under the turret here, but doesn't take too much turret shots. Havoc getting a nice empowered Q here on the 3. Oh, but we see potentially Fiora going down. No, we have a nice pin coming out of Soup to save Fiora and ends up getting the kill here. So Fiora starting off 2-0 here. We see Zyra coming up, getting a little bit of poke off. Nice rotation here by Hairwick. Coming up top side, knowing that Sivir can clear this wave. But we see now this BF Sword Dagger. He's just going to freeze this lane on the streets. And there's not much that he's going to be able to do. You know, looks like he's... Streets get a little bit closer here. I hate the auto attack animation on the Jinx skin. Street's only down 10 CS. Like, this is not terrible. Yeah. I figured Sivir was able to walk up, but Geico, being Geico, freezed on him. Oh, but we see an engage here by Leona on the volley bear here. Oh, and Shri ends up getting turreted, and then the spell shield was unfortunately a little too late. So Geico ends up picking another one here as he starts off 3-0-1 on this Jinx. This looks like it is in prime time form for Geico to carry this game. Well, with Fiora, burns the parry here, and Havoc's found it as a window to trade back. Trade backs quite well. And we see Soup coming up here. Potential lane gank here. And we see him ends up all-inning Havoc here. Let's see if Havoc can get one back here. Gets the shutdown on the Fiora. And it looks like Havoc may end up get one back here. Oh, but Soup ends up getting the key boulder toss onto Havoc. Takes him down. I thought Havoc was actually going to 1v2 that. Oh, that was going to be pretty slick there by Nico if she pulled that off, but we see Mage ends up picking a kill here up in this mid lane. Let's see, Syndra is at 40 stacks already, so stacking quite nicely. We see an all-in from the Team Ghost bot lane here on the Leona, but now they end up turning this with Soup being down here. Big suppression coming out of Skarner here. And Shreeze ends up flashing forward to get the shutdown onto Geico. We see Soup trying to run away here, but there's a boatload of Zyra plants. But Zyra ends up flashing away here. And Ocean ends up picking up another kill here. I think is going to be a full Roa for him. Yeah, it's going to be full Roa on this back for this Volibear. So a 10-minute Roa out of Jungle Volibear is pretty massive. Oh, but we see again another parry coming out. But here's Nico coming up as well. And that's another kill going on the Fiora. So 3-1-1 Fiora here. I don't think they know that Herwick is in this brush here, or that he's on a ward, actually. And they're going to end up all-inning Mage Hand here, so well played overall. We see Ocean trying to go after Nico here. I think he's going to be just slow enough that he can't make it. I see Geico punishing Shreeze here again. But it looks like their Team Ghost is trying to get one back here in the mid lane, but doesn't, unfortunately. Oh, but we see the Rocket coming out. And who... I think the Rocket hit Leona here, but she was just tanky enough. See Havoc eating a turret shot to stop the back here. Havoc's gonna get another plate here, so 5-1 Jinx is going to be pretty hard to deal with. Oh, nice stun coming out of Solence there, off of the Zyra snare. Well played there. They're just absolutely picking on the streets here. A nice 2-man solar flare to stop the jungler from coming up here, and that's a dragon going over to DsYlExIc here. See the flash coming out from Mage here, trying to take out Nico, but ends up just being just a little bit shy of damage. Interesting that we see a Trinity Force coming out of Renekton here. And Ocean ends up diving in here to take out Herwick. Volibear's ult turns the turret off. Oh, this Fiora just going absolutely all in here. Gets the ult coming out, but then Geico ends up being here, so this allows Geico to start with the passive here and snowball this team fight quite a bit. Well, I can respect the aggressiveness out of Fiora here. I think one moment Geico showed up, you knew you were going to donate a kill and get the Jinx excited, so. On the solar flare just goes wide. See Nico getting only the 1-man ult here, but Geico remains untouched in this team fight here. And that's a killing spree now for Geico here. This is a 7-1 Jinx now. Oh, this is going to be super hard to deal with. Let's take a little bit of a snapshot here since we got a second. We're tied 1 dragon apiece here, but 8 kills to 16. Majority of these being on Oceans, Volibear, and Geico, as both of them are now 2 items. And looks like you got about just a little under a 6,000 gold lead here at the 16-minute mark. So big lead overall here for the side of Team Ghost. That's a -3 for Mage, including a cannon minion. Just feels bad for Syndra. interesting build coming out of Havoc here. You Trinity Force into Cyclosword, I think. Not sure if that's what the item's called, but the lethality item that charges up on dashes. Looking to just one-shot this Fiora potentially. Oh, but they end up going off after Geico, but it looks like the DsYlExIc team was not on the same page there.
Rampage.
Did you guys use enough ults for that, Nico? Oh, even had the Jinx ult coming in. Oh, but we see Mage getting jumped on here by Soup. That ends up being a kill going over to Soup. So, very well played. Being able to use the Skarner Impale to hold him into turret range. I said step by Shreets, but then gets hit by several Jinx W's there. Zaps. That's the name of it. But Jinx doing a pretty good job here. This Geico's trying to do his best. And Geico ends up kiting around Soup here and takes him down too. This Jinx is absolutely insane right now. Oh, but we see him pressing his luck a little bit too much, and that shutdown goes over to Fiora here. So Fiora with no ults. Oh, and Herwick just gets absolutely blown up here. Oh, that I think was an insane angle to potentially Nico ult, but maybe he just felt like he didn't have the damage there. Oh, but Mage ends up just being, oh my, 27. So yeah, you're looking like sub 10 HP that Mage just left Nico with. Oh, and you got Havoc absolutely going nuts now. Flashing onto Shreets and one-shots him. Yeah, Geico loves the chat. And where's Ocean taking this? I guess it's one way to get out. Three items on Geico. 20 minutes. Absolutely insane. Nice engage here by Hairwick, and then Sue putting out a decent amount of damage here, but overall it's not enough here. We see Fiora going after this Volibear here. Gets the ult off, parries it just a little bit, and I think he's going to end up, losing this 1v1 here over the Volibear. And that's going to give Team Ghost a chance of going after this Baron. Havoc's pumping out so much damage. I went for a Ghost Blade. Okay, interesting. You see the Hullbreaker coming out here by Fiora, so looking to just potentially split push this game. And Team Ghost ends up picking this third Drake, which ends up being now double Hex Tech Drakes. Give attacks even more attack speed and ability haste over the Jinx here. Yeah, that is Geico. Geico yaps. Oh, nice catch out here by Leona onto Zyra. And there's one coming back for Team DsYlExIc Defenders here. So they're still down about 9,000 gold in this game overall. Do these guys have the damage? I think they do. Yeah, they do, but they don't have the damage to take out this Volibear. Oh, maybe. They got him out of the shield here. Oh, there's enough CC, but Volibear ult ends up coming out here. Oh, but the Volibear shield comes out. It ends up taking out Ocean here. Nice parry for the most part coming out of Solence, but ends up being a triple kill over to Jinx, who's now 13-2-1. Oh my. It's just right. Geico tried to get a little fancy. They're taking the Hextech gate out. Oh my. The shutdown going over the Nico there as Geico just tries to limit test everything. Nice flash engage here out of Hairwick. And then nice impale coming out of Soup here. So that ends up being 3 kills over to the side of DsYlExIc Defenders here. And a double kill going over to Fiora. Yeah, Smalls. I mean, you know, never know. We see this Fiora going after Svenectin. There's another pickup here. So that's 4 kills going back, but nice parry coming out of Fiora here. See, do they have the damage here? I think they do. Oh, and they, yeah. I thought they was at least going to take 1 out here. But that's 5 kills actually in the span of a minute going over the DsYlExIc here. Nice engage coming out of Nico here, and there's Mage Hands ends up going down here. I just read the chat. It's still Still about a still about 9,000 gold lead overall here, but quite a bit of shutdowns going over to DsYlExIc here. We see him going after Geico here as he ends up walking up. He got a little baited there. And now that's rattled off 6 kills going over to the side of DsYlExIc defenders here. Oh, big catch coming out here by Mage, but nice Zanya's coming out of Nico here. Nice counter Zanya's coming out of Syndra. And Syndra ends up ulting Leona that has Aftershock and W active, so no damage there. So that's a span of now 7 kills going over. I actually think, looking over the chat, I think Minus is a mod. So. I'm not gonna lie, Solence looks really, really clean on this Fiora here. And now we're within 7,000 gold lead. So they're chipping away at this. Leona ends up falling there as they kind of caught him out in the river here. Nice parry again coming out, but still not enough as Geico just ends up getting the shutdown here. Looks like the whole team's trying to make a move over here to Havoc. A lot of CC coming out here, and Nico ends up taking down Havoc, so Havoc not getting this Baron buff. But they've now brought this gold lead back up to 9,000 here. But this gold lead is just shrinking time over time here. See Soup off to the side here. Oh, and big jump onto Geico here. Oh, but Soup ends up taking him further away from his team, but Fiora's in the backline here. And they end up winning this team fight here. That is a 4 for none. Smalls, what prep talk did you get them? And Havoc ends up going in here, but Nico ults up, and Havoc ends up falling here. That's another turret going down here. And we see, actually, Fiora diving this Syndra. Small says great. Oh, man. Oh. Oh man, wait till he reads that. It's turnaround coming out here by DsYlExIc. They're only down 6,000 gold, and I mean we're seeing this, and Sivir hasn't really been a major part of any of these team fights here. So I'm not saying that they win a full 5v5, but if they find a way to access the backline, Geico has no summoners too, so this is going to be a very interesting fight here, but this could potentially be Soul Point going over to Team Ghost. Fiora pressing her luck here. She does have TP up. We see the Sivir ult come down here. Let's see how DsYlExIc ends up entering this this choke point here. Oh my! Big Nico ult coming out of here. Wow, Zyra ends up getting popped. Syndra gets popped. Geico's the last one remaining here. Oh my goodness, what an insane Nico ult to pick 4 here. And now we have Soul Point for both teams coming up on this next dragon here. You've seen Nico ends up TPing top. Well, valiant effort. I think Havoc just ends up one-shotting. Maybe not. Fiora ends up tanking most of the turret. That's a shutdown going over to Havoc here. Havoc might end up picking up a second one here. Might end up picking up a third one here. Oh my, Havoc going complete monster mode. There. Wow, that ends up possibly saving the game here for Team Ghost. Nice inhib take here by Shreets. Now he ends up popping the Sivir ult to run away. Havoc ends up getting the 1v4 triple kill on this Renekton here. Oh, gotta clip that one. Syndra obviously has to be max stacks out. Yep. Let's see. No other real stacks to follow. You're a full build coming out of Fiora here. And these boomerangs are going to start hurting here. You see wave clear coming out of Sivir is going to be pretty big here. I mean, if they can just navigate around this Team Ghost comp, I think they have a chance here. Nico on Zhonya's here. It's a pretty big pickup. It ends up being only a 4,000 gold lead here. Oh, big pick coming in here. Oh, if they pick off Fiora, then this is massive. They don't. Fiora's going to end up having a back here. Potentially. Fiora has Hydra. She gets full health off the wave, or the Scuttle Crab definitely heals her up a little bit. Blade of the Ruin King being the last item coming out for Havoc here, so both top laners at full build. Just a note that Soup on the Skarner has built 0 MR here. I do like the Sterix gauge though. Oh, we see them going on to Geico, and they end up taking out Geico immediately here. Oh, but this Nico ult comes out and it's big. Oh my god. DsYlExIc defenders win game 1 with a massive team fight here and a triple kill coming out of Shreets. Oh my goodness. goodness, what a comeback. Smoles, are you here to watch this? Oh, they have no minion wave? I don't think it matters, actually. Actually, it does, because there's still massive turret plating here. This Gardner dance is actually funny. They do. They have... Yeah, this is end. Oh my goodness, what an epic ending. They were down 10,000 gold at one point and take game one away from Team Ghost here. Holy shit. Wow. What an absolute, just insane game. Oh, I can't wait for game two. Game of the split. I wouldn't. I mean, I want to argue that Smoles, but I actually think might be onto some. Is that a deck dude sighting here? We got 2 votes for game of the split. I'm gonna have to possibly. Yeah, yeah. No other game really comes to mind as far as being that much of a deficit and that big of a comeback. Yeah, yeah. That might actually be the game of the split there. Deck dude, long time no see, my friend. Yeah, I don't want to say like I doubted the Nico, but it seemed like Nico was pretty passive for the most part. But there in the mid game, once they got the Zanyas and the spell pin, just hit a bunch of really massive Nico ults. The one in the Dragon Pit to get 4 was absolutely just insane. Smalls, what you doing in this lobby? I don't know. Smalls, are you back? Nope. I tried. Oh man. Alright. Nope. Alright. And we are starting here with the draft again. I believe both teams um so both teams still lose a ban here. So we see Ari Amumu coming out here. Ghost will just miss the ban here. We'll see what DsYlExIc wants to do. Geico, bro. You're too much sometimes. Yeah, I don't think Soup is ever gonna get a Moo unless somebody has something planned. Soup got banned out. I mean, I'm curious to see what he plays. You see the Ash coming out from DsYlExIc, so I think they putting Shrieks on just something that can just scale, have good utility, and just right click. I think is really good here. So Ash ult is really useful for the most part. Soup plays a million jungles. Yeah. Well, let's see what he ends up pulling out here. 'Cause I think if he doesn't pick jungle in this rotation here. Oh, a Lilia. Well, that's something we haven't seen in a bit. I think we've seen one this week, but overall, Lilia has not been played too much this split. You know what? I'm actually down with that Fiora slam. Like, the Fiora did so well in lane, and the pushing kind of kept the game going there for a little bit. So I think getting him on that Fiora is going to be really, really useful. Let's see. I have the stats up now. So Lilia is actually 1-0 based on the stats from last week. And Fiora was not played. Actually, was played 2 losses. So Fiora got herself a win. We see Havoc set coming out here. Havoc is an absolute monster on this set. So we see AD, top, and jungle both picked out here. Let's see what these teams end up banning each other. I see the soup. Oh, we see supports getting banned out a little bit here. And then Oriana getting taken out as well. So Mage still has a couple of picks up. Let's see what he wants to go with. So I think you pick support here. And actually, you leave counter pick for Mage. Karma, okay. So Karma coming out for Sugar. Karma Jin, pretty potent lane, pretty pick, not pick, poke heavy lane. Oh, Karma hasn't been too successful this split. 2 wins, 3 losses coming into this week's week of play, this week 4 play. Oh, we see the Alistar coming out here by Hairwick. Okay. Interesting. I think Alistar just gets poked out by this duo. I'm not 100% sure how this works. Not that I don't doubt the Alistar. Just you just do nothing in lane in the Karma Jin. And Hui coming out for Farosh. So one of the Trinity mids getting picked up here. And Mage Hand comes out with his patented Fizz. So of the Trinity, the top 3 Trinity mids, Hui, Victor, Syndra, who I think are easily the top 3 mids in the game. I think Fizz is actually a very good pick into them. Hui's probably the one that can play the most defensive and not put himself in too threatening of a position. And also Hui with his shield and going stuff like bone plating, revitalize to make the shield even better. He can defend himself for the most part in the Fizz quite heavily. So I think Fizz is interesting. Now Fizz into the rest of the comp. Like Fiora parries the ult. Alistar, Lilia, Ashe can CC Fizz quite a bit here. Though Ashe's is more skill shot reliant, and Fizz can the Alistar headbutt pulverize. So interesting. I believe that this is our first This is our first Fizz of the split here. And Mage Hand, like I said, has been a very like long-term legacy Fizz player. So the fact that we get to see Mage's Fizz come out here is going to be a treat. I'm not sure how much practice he's had on it, but I know by far and away that was the one champion that he's always talked very highly about, and a lot of people have been dumpstered by quite a bit throughout the years here. So very, very curious to see. This Fiora versus Set matchup I actually think goes either way. I'm not a big top lane guy, but I feel like this is similar to Renekton Fiora, where Fiora gets ahead, she can play this quite well. I think Set has a little more early pressure to fight back. So, quite interesting. Set low-key a soft counter. Okay. I'll take your word for that there. So Set can actually just stand his ground for a lot longer than, say, Renekton, where Renekton just easily gets outscaled. Or gets outscaled much quicker, I should say. Is how I kind of read this. Okay. I don't know which comp gets the edge here. Soup. That's quite a bit, bro. So let's see. I think if Hui gets an early kill here, or even like first blood off of say like a level 1 here, I think if he buys some early MR, he can definitely stand up into Fizz quite easily. I'm really looking at this bot lane because they don't really have a bailout mechanism like Sivir's Wave Clear. I don't know, maybe Julia's still in the chat here, but this Alistar is going to be quite interesting to see how this plays out. I think he just gets absolutely like focus fired in this laning phase and can't do much here. Oh my goodness. I knew he played a lot of Fizz, but that was 1.7 million mastery on Fizz. Ho ho! I'm so happy I don't get to see you in solo queue, because F that. Alistar has the worst level 1 in the game. I've heard that before from even Alistar players. Like, you know, my former support Pens, who's a big Alistar player.
Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
But we'll give Team Co's credit when it comes to chatting. They are easily the best in the league at that. Well, Alistar's level 1's not so bad when you just face check him. This Fiora's at playing this lane. Oh, we see an auto getting canceled by Havoc there. And Havoc had to flash away, actually, up top. So, this Fiora player, I don't know where they found him at, but that is a very aggressive level 1 into what I would consider top 2 top laner in the league. His Fiora is something here. Maybe you should have just banned this. I will tell you what, after just the way of watching this lane go, and it's a first blood going over the Fiora here. Even though Havoc gets one in return, he's got to burn teleport to get back to lane. Fiora can walk back to lane. And he loses a little bit of CS as well, so this Fiora is just popping off. I think if Ghost forces game 3 here, I think you already plan on banning this Fiora. Because that's 2 different, like, basically counter picks Havoc is thrown at it, and this Fiora is done really well early. And we see the bot lane having a lot of action here, and there's a double kill going over to Geico. But we see Havoc gets a nice little stun here and gets one in return here, so maybe I not doubt Havoc. Oh, that's an interesting interaction here. Quay holding, using the EE there. Interesting. Oh, but the Lilia ball ends up missing Sejuani here. We see Hairwick is just absolutely all over this map already, kind of doing what he did in game one. Oh, and here's Shree's kind of continuing the storyline of game one of Shree's getting picked on here as Alistar roams.
Killing spree.
Oh, nice parry overall here. But we see Ocean coming up top here. Known Fiora doesn't have any parry. That's twice I've seen Quay use the EE. We see Hairwick kind of in the jungle here. Oh, but you see the headbutt ends up sending Karma over here. See, Hui's trying to do his best. Ends up getting a return on the Karma here. But you see Mage ends up trading back, but has to burn Flash. And Hui ends up getting a second kill. But you see Havoc ends up coming up here, and it ends up being a double kill. Going over to Mage after that was all said and done. So both mid laners end up getting a double kill out of it. See, and I know a lot of mids haven't tried this, or it's something that's not exactly like too well thought out. But if I'm to kill Hui here at 6 minutes, I'm getting a Negatron cloak. That way this Fizz spikes at level 6, especially 5 stacks on the Dark Seal. You at least have ways of defending yourself here. And actually the Negatron cloak also helps you a little bit against Sejuani, as she does primarily magic damage. But we see all 3 grubs going over to the side of DsYlExIc defenders. Actually, with that extra kill that Havoc got roaming to that fight here, I think this is definitely his turn to take control of this lane. It's 4 though. Well played by Mage there to get out of dodge. We see Team Ghost starting up the dragon here. This Mountain Drake I actually think is super big for their comp overall. You see Hui burning that EE there. That's 3 times I've seen him do it. I think he has to hold on to this E here. Oh, tried to play the lottery on the parry there, but Havoc held on, and the moment he's seen it down, he ends up doing a well-timed set E for this trade. Nice trade there by Fiora for well. Let's see. Geico already having 3 kills here. Oh! Seen the parry come out, but it was timed a little bit too early. And Havoc ends up getting 1 in return on the W here. ends up being a 1-4 on this Fiora here as Havoc improves to 4-1 now. Oh, we see an all-in coming out here by Mage. But we've seen the Sejuani ult come down, but then Alistar gets here and ends up being a shutdown going over as Soup comes in, puts this fish to sleep, and then bonks it on the head. And there's a double kill going over to Soup now as well. So big 3v2 coming out of this mid lane fight here in favor of the side of DsYlExIc. Oh, big W coming out of Havoc here as he flashes in to get the ult, and then Fiora ends up parrying for the slow, and then ends up running away here. Big ult coming out of here from Ashe, but overall it's not enough. You see the Karma slow coming in here. But Mage rotating down here, looking like potentially coming back, but that gives Hui a chance to push this wave in. Hui better back out here soon or he's going to get all in here by this Fizz. Fizz ends up popping the ult here, but misses here. Nice shield coming out of it here. So all in by Fiora up top. Only gets 2 of the vital procs here. And we see the 3 grubs now going over to Team Ghost. So tied 3-3 on the grubs. Nice parry. Geico has cleanse here. See Hui coming down as well. He did not land the ult, but we see Geico opening up here and gets a kill onto Alistar, and a double kill coming out the Hui. You see the Fizz ult ends up hitting Ashe, but you see Sleep coming out of here by Soup. Soup ends up now becoming 3-1 here. Already has his Leanders completed. Oh, but we see Hair ends up only hex slashing over here. Big ult coming down here, but Fiora ends up getting 4 vitals here, so it gets the healing coming out. The QW from Hui ends up going sideways just a little bit here. Nice QE coming out and a shutdown going over the Hui, which I think is pretty big. See Havoc getting in on the chat. Fiora's going to end up picking 2 plates here, so Fiora's a little behind in this lane. He's still within about 1,000 gold. Oh, she ends up picking this turret. I was not expecting that. And get executed by the minions. Okay, I guess faster back. You're here for it. But you see a setup here in the mid lane. Coming in for Team Ghost. Forgot to zoom out here at the beginning. Oh, that was massive karma damage. Okay, going Malignance on karma. That makes sense. And we see them all ending Havoc here again. And he's trying to W soup, but the deer be too fast. Oh, we see the Hui ult ends up missing here, and Mage ends up coming down, landing the ult. See if they give that over. Ocean ended up taking it. I think Fizz was definitely gonna want that kill a lot more here, so he can get accelerated. Fiora ends up getting 2 plates off of that. Holy shit! Push. And now she's only 300 gold behind Havoc here. Jungler's trading camps here.
Focus.
Excuse me. Nice QW coming out. Nice sidestep though by Geico. Oh, nice pickup. Mage ends up ulting Shrieks here. And ends up one-shotting him. It's the only thing that, not a big fan of the Fizz ult. It just seems like it latches onto you. But we see a 3-man potentially coming out mid. Malignant's getting done by Karma here. The Havoc was coming down to cover his bot lane here. Potential turn, but ends up giving... it doesn't give up much for that. So, he does have to respawn the top. But the Ashe ult ends up hitting Sugar off that. Now we see Fizz ends up opening up here, but now we see Fiora 2v1ing the jungle and top lane here. Well played by her to at least get the vitals here. Havoc ends up having to alter away. And you see both Havoc and Mage having the flash to take out the rest of her health bar here. Mage ends up getting another one on the way here. There's a double kill coming out for Mage as well. So this Fizz pick is starting to pay dividends here.
I knew you would find your mark eventually.
So, all in all, it's 10 to 18 on the kills in favor of Team Ghost, and they are up by exactly 4,000 gold. So, the game in a much more even state compared to where this was last game. But we see the first 2 dragons going over to Team Ghost. You just face check the Fizz. Good luck. Mage ends up being on a rampage here. But there's a shutdown as they just took out Soup. And Geico ends up taking down Herwick as well. So it looks like Set ends up winning the split here. As he's already on 2 items. And Mage has already got his his hourglass as well. Big, oh, big punch coming out of Havoc here as someone's time to parry there. And then this is the third dragon going over to Team Ghost. So Team Ghost already on soul point here. Oh, Geico with a little banter. See the ult from Sejuani ends up going wide here. Nice fear. Nice moves overall here. And yeah, it looks like he missed the other two shots here. So well played by Hui to get out of that. Shutdown going over to Fiora here off of Geico. And we've seen the Airwick with the cowbell after they took down Geico. Alright. It's a little friendly banter from these two teams here. Nice way EW into a nice QW to get some damage off. I don't know, Julian. It doesn't surprise me coming from Geico, so he can definitely run it just a little. But we see Fizz ends up all inning soup here. But nice ult overall by Hui. Well, if it weren't for the Karma speed boost, then I think they do end up picking up Fizz here, but nice snare coming out of Hui. And I think this fight can actually go really well here with the Hui carpet. As it kind of separated the rest of the fight here. You see Shree's trying to knock down this tank. We see Karma ends up getting taken out here. Nice kiting here by Hui. Decent ult coming out of Havoc here, but ends up not doing it. You see Mage on the bottom corner getting taken out by Ashe and Hui. So ended up becoming a big fight that turned into two smaller fights that went both ways. Oh, that flash. feels upsetting to flash in a straight line there. Fiora getting ran down here. Tried to surprise Karma, but Karma shields end up making it quite difficult here. Hex flash into a headbutt. Hui ult ends up going sideways, and this is just overall not good coming out of DsYlExIc defenders here, so that's unstoppable now. Coming out here, he's 7-1 and 7 on Geico. Now 8-1 and 7. Full 2 items on Jin. This game got out of hand quite quickly. Not an insurmountable lead as we see that their DsYlExIc is down by about 7k here, and looks to be going a little bit further than that with this Baron. But we do see the dragon coming up here, and I think giving over this Ocean Soul into this type of team comp is going to be very, very difficult here. As also none of the DsYlExIc defenders lineup has any anti-heal. And that's Ocean Soul going over to Team Ghost. Well played by Havoc there. And Havoc ends up just taking out Fiora here, so. And we see why Fizz is so good in the Hui. There just comes a point where Hui can't tank up enough for this. It's interesting that Hui went Leanders. I think he could have stayed on Faded Ashes for the assisted like wave clear, and then finish the Seraphs. Though honestly, Seraphs doesn't even help you in that regard. So. Big pick coming out here onto Sejuani here, but that's the tankiest member so far. See if you end up wanting to take this. Oh, big set W coming out here by Havoc. You see Alistar doing the best to tank up, but he ends up not being able to take up enough here. And then you see Mage dive in the back line to help out, so. While this Fiora pick popped off in game 1, and honestly this looked like it was going to continue the trend here. Havoc has a really solid response here with this set, and mind gamed the parries quite well. But Mage on this Fizz also had a really solid game here. And we have a game 3 coming up between Team Ghost and DsYlExIc. So, while we're waiting for them to make the lobby, I will be right back. we go. Game 3 of DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS versus Team Ghost. We see actually a swap in sides here. I'm Shrees. I'm either picking a mage or Ezreal. Um, I'm down with the mage, and I thought the Sivir was actually pretty effective game 1, even though like it got put behind. It is at least gives you dynamics of like a wave clear coming out of AD carry. Zone her from the freebie, so we're back after the double kill. Yeah, like I don't think at any point are you ever going to go 2 for 2 and like stand your ground into an 80 carry like Geico. Like Geico's so talented. Now, I mean, they did win. They did get a couple kills off of a bot lane fight, but all in all, like I just think the added the added push back from something like Sivir or a mage, where even if you get behind, you still provide value, is great. I think the Ash pick was decent. Like you got I think a 1 or 2 good arrows on. But I still think there needs to be just like more in the kit to be able to like wave clear and try to do their best to stay useful if behind here. So, but let's look at the draft here a little bit. We see Team Ghost ends up getting Victor here, as there was really no Victor priority in the first 2 games, but with Victor being up here, we see Mage Hand's going to take it. And DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS responds back with a Xerath here. Okay, this is quite interesting. Oh, Xerath Ziggs. Okay. I mean, you're already showing your team comp's hands by being super poke reliant. Some zone control out of Ziggs, but like you're picking so much range here into Victor that, I mean, Victor's okay with it. He can buy Faded Ashes and just kind of sit on the back foot and still farm very respectfully here. But also, I think Xerath is just one of those mid lane picks where if you don't play it like consistently and regularly, it's very hard to like stay effective on that champion. Like, yeah, you can affect the map with R's, but being very skill shot reliant, it's almost like watching an AD carry play Ezreal. It's like if you are not proficient and you play that champion, 3 to 4 times a day, 15 plus times a week, your effectiveness on that champion just drops if you're trying to play it at a super high level. You see Seraphine coming out here, so potentially Seraphine support or Seraphine bot lane here. I don't ever think there's a world where this is Xerath support. No. Braum is interesting. Like, Ziggs really... I mean, Braum is always going to be useful, don't get me wrong. block Victor Laser, block... Actually, no, I don't think it blocks Victor Laser. But blocks Seraphine, a lot of what Seraphine wants to do here. But Braum's passive kind of starts to become a little useless into, like, with Ziggs. And we see the trade-off on the bans, on the top lane bans here. Just get set ban, get the Fiora ban. So we're going to see this top laner for DsYlExIc play something different here. He's had Fiora the first 2 games. So we see the Darius and the J4 get banned out. It's kind of interesting that Ghost is the one that bans out J4, because I actually think J4 attacks these poke mages really, really well. But we see Wukong coming out here. Wukong being a pretty big disruptor in team fights. Not the greatest setup. Like I'm not seeing an insane amount of CC coming out of DsYlExIc to set up this poke comp here. And also, like, this poke comp needs like something super tanky in front of it. So I'm curious to see what this top lane of DsYlExIc is going to pick here. Unless it's like Wukong top. I mean, Skarner's banned, Amumu's banned, so... And Sejuani's taken. So I could see a world where... if you pick a tank, it could be like Sion, Mundo... stuff like that. We see Renekton coming out, so that does end up being Seraphine support. I'm curious what the response is into this Renekton now, coming out of DsYlExIc. I think it has to be a tank here. It has to be something beefy. Okay, there's the Orin here. Okay. So, yeah. The Orin coming out here. I think the Orin's a pretty good pick here. If you're going to have a solo tank front line, Orin does pretty well. So, all in all, I do like DsYlExIc's comp a little bit. I'm not 100% sold that it's enough beef in front of them, but it's respectable. I still think there's a world where Tristana can get a lead in his early game and zone out Ziggs quite heavily. But Team Ghost has a pretty solid early game comp with some insurance with Victor scaling. I also, in the side of DsYlExIc, as I'm looking at it more, there's not the greatest amount of setup for Ziggs Xerath. If DsYlExIc has a really even early game, kind of similar to that game 2, where they were only behind 3,000 gold, then I think they excel into the mid game quite heavily here. They definitely outrange the Team Ghost comp, but they outwave clear as well, which I think was one of the keys for them stalling game 1 until Ghost kind of threw it a little bit. Well, threw it over the course of several fights. There's a world where this Tristana actually goes mid. Could be Victor bot. And it is Tristana mid coming out of Mage Hand. Okay. Sorry, let me go over to the other scene.
Hey, never pick a fight you can't win.
Oh, God.
I do not tolerate cowardice. Who dares defy my will?
So, Tristana versus Xerath. Like, Tristana can hit the early level 2 and definitely, like, get that kind of cheater all in, force Xerath to back. But I think the spacing and the ganking from Ocean is going to really dictate how this lane goes. Because if you just leave him in a vacuum here, Xerath has no issues like CSing under turret or at least wave clearing from the back foot, as long as he's not, you know, guy has someone in their face. And Ziggs is a decent lane answer for the most part to Victor. So that's going to be interesting. To where, like, I think if you swap them, I actually agree with the setup, because Tristana, if she does go forward, can get a lot of her damage blocked by Braum. To where even Victor has no issues getting pushed in, if so by Ziggs. So
to Summoner's Rift.
Alright. Here we go. Game 3 of Team
30
Ghost
seconds until
versus
minions
DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS.
And I don't care.
See the respect up top lane, the dance party. That Renekton dance is actually pretty good. So, we do got DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS on red side here, and blue side is Team Ghost. DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS, if they win this game, can turn
Minions
Group
have
C
fallen.
upside down, and I believe there'll be 3 teams tied at 2 and 1. And if Team Ghost ends up taking the series, this puts them in firm control to make a push for the number 1 seed or potentially the number 2 seed. So. Lots of trading here in the bot lane already. And lots of trading up on top. So. Nice poke coming out of this bot lane here. Actually, this is the first time all series that we've seen the DsYlExIc bot lane, aka the subs, come out and push back this bot lane here of Team Ghost. Well played by Havoc there. We see this Seraphine getting poked out quite a bit here. Oh, -1 for Streets there. Team Ghost's bot lane's is fighting back quite easily. Equal level 3s here. See Ziggs really backing. Please don't tell me this is a tier. Oh no. Not a fan. Interesting that there's bone plating coming out for Victor here. Figured second wind would actually be the better choice here. Oh, but nice time here for the jump, as Zerif went to stun Tristana, but she buffered the jump quite well. And is helping Ocean get the first blood here on Sejuani. We've seen Solus try to all-in Havoc again. See if maybe... no, he doesn't. The Ocean ends up getting another good gank off the top lane. That was an interesting flash there, Soup. A shutdown going over to this Warren now. The Warren now back on the board here. Nice poke again coming out of this bot lane by DsYlExIc. We see the first 3 Void Grubs get taken over by Soup here. You see they're trying to run after this Warren. See, I think Warren walks out of this, yeah. Gives Xerath a chance to push this mid-wave here. While Geico had the back here for Lost Chapter. Gave Shreeze and Hairwick time to get a plate here. See, Hairwick is not roamed as much already like he did last 2 games here. We see an all-in coming from Havoc here after watching Solus use the majority of his cooldowns. Nice return poke from Shreets here. You see Soup in the area with Hairwick coming down, and you see Xerath coming down this side, looking to use R here. So not level 6 though, coming out. Poke, sorry, Braum stun coming out here, and then Xerath ends up getting a kill using the ult from downriver. So we got 2-2 here. Gold lead is about even, and we see looks like DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS is going to end up taking this first Drake here, which is a Chemtech Drake. Alright, so really solid early game start here coming out of DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. This is easily the best early game they've had all series. But we see Soup threatening a gank here. Oh, but big satchel coming out here. But nice flash coming over by Geico. Geico ends up getting stunned here and ends up falling to Shreets. Braum hits level 6 off of that and scales up ult to kite back. So 1 for 1 so far. Soup goes down and trade for Geico here in the bot lane. These top laners have just been brawling all series. Nice fancy feat there by Havoc, dodging both applications of the ult. We see Havoc's now seeing that the cooldowns are gone here, is doing the best he can to get away. I'm sorry, to chase down Solit's here, but chases him down river. Now here's Soup coming in here, but you see Mage came up river to help, ends up ulting Wukong away, but then it's jumping forward here, and will end up taking down Soup here with this explosion, and then takes a double kill with Hairwick roaming up as well. So oh, if that bomb landed. But with that fight up top lane, we now see that Team Ghost ends up taking the next 3 grubs. Oh, and we see both Xerath and Zigzult coming down here to try and get Seraphine. And she dodged 3 shots of the Xerath Ulf and then had to flash away from the 4th one. So, well played by Seraphine. And Geico ended up staying for a little bit too long here, and ends up getting taken out here by this bot lane. But we see Ocean ganking this top side here, and this is a tanky Ornn as he's already got Sunfire Cape built. But they do end up taking down the Forge God. We see Ocean trying to invade the red buff here, but he's in no man's land. He ends up getting taken out here by DsYlExIc, and Havoc ends up getting caught out as well here. See if he can try to get over the wall. There's a shutdown going over to Ornn, so 2 for none in favor of DsYlExIc. Oh, nice pick here by Xerath. Oh, a massive amounts of damage coming out. Hairwick might find himself in a really bad situation. See if he can W up here. Nice ult coming out, though. Nice sidestep by Xerath. Satchel coming out by Ziggs, ends up taking out Seraphine, but as he comes up river, he ends up getting taken out as well here, so that ends up being a 2 for 1 overall. Looks like Ornn's trying to save this turret, but I don't think this is going to work out here. Yeah, but no E out of Renekton, no. Pops the ult. Nice flash forward here. See if he gets the stun here. Overall, nice combo coming out of Xerath here. See if he ends up hitting this. Oh, and Xerath ends up taking out Seraphine after all that fighting done up top. Oh, and we see Soup coming in with a clutch steal. But Shreese ends up falling for that, so ends up being Infernal Drake going over to Team DsYlExIc DeFaNdArS. They still find themselves down just a little under 3,000 gold here. Okay, here we're. We'll see Mage Hand ends up jumping behind Xerath here, but flashes forward here. But Herwick ends up roaming down to save Xerath from the gray screen of Tristana. We see Orin TPing back up top lane here to catch this wave. Team Ghost finds this opportunity to go after the Rift Herald. We see DsYlExIc grouping up on this mid turret using the Ziggs W satchel to execute the rest of the turret. Oh, the Victor stun ends up stopping Orin from completing the charge here. We see the Ziggs ult ends up missing some of the priority targets, and Orin ult kickback only got Sejuani here, so. But now we see Team Ghost pushing towards this mid lane turret here. Potentially looking at this tier 2. But I like this DsYlExIc's response to this, like knowing that this will put them on soul point. Xerath ult coming out just to clear the wave here. And Mage ends up getting a lot of damage in, but we see Victor ends up fighting back against these mages here. But a shutdown going over to Shrieks as Victor just blindly walk through the landmines there. And that ends up being a 2 for 2. Turret favor goes over to the side of Team Ghost. They got more value of the gold. But we see DsYlExIc is now on soul point here. So both teams kind of getting what they wanted out of this trade a little bit here. We lose? Nope, not yet, Smoles. This is game 3 though, bro. Your team's putting up a hell of a fight here. Interesting comp, but hell of a fight. Smoles, you want to hop in and just cast this last game for your team?
Hello, CLT. I have
Yo.
to go in probably 10 minutes here, but
You catching some of this?
I've been watching most of it here and there. I've been busy, so I haven't gotten all of the game,
Yeah.
but it's still going pretty well.
Yeah, this is a really solid early game from DsYlExIc.
Comparatively, yeah. Comparatively quite well.
Yeah. I was
Last two early games haven't seemed too great, but this one's gone pretty well.
Yeah.
And we can obviously play from the deficit, so
Well, after that first game, yeah, I think you can play from any deficit. You were down 10K.
hey man, at 3 minutes we were up 5 gold, so really we're the ones who threw that game.
That's fair. So, I'm actually impressed with this Xerath pick here. I know it's a tricky champion, the pilot here, but he seems to be playing it quite well.
Oh yeah, Feroce is nasty at everything. Like, it doesn't even matter, he's nasty at it. Uh-oh, Solence is in a bit of trouble. Well, maybe not. Yeah, they've been looking pretty good. I left halfway through draft. I'm a little bit concerned that they don't have enough AD damage. But it seems to be working out, even though there's 2 tabbies on the other team. Kind of surprised Tristana didn't decide to go tabbies too. Just with double mage. And then Braum and Horn doing some AEP as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I agree. But I think these the poke mages specifically, they have enough beef in front of them that unless they get turret dove, it's gonna be really hard for the comp of Ghost to like push into them. But the response from you guys is absolutely insane here. Holy shit, what a response team fight here. Big Wukong ult coming out. And
clean up.
the
What a
Victor,
great champion.
oh my god. I mean, the champion in most situations was really good. They're just running this Victor down here. Shriek several times has been using the C4, I don't think the most effectively. But Victor just ends up tanking and kiting both Warren here. Ends up getting a double kill. Riot, do something about this champion, please.
Absolutely tragic.
This champion was already, like, in my opinion, OP before the buffs.
He was definitely sneaky good. The other thing is the Orin items should be coming in now. I think I saw him at level 14.
Yeah.
So it looks like they'll start having those items and that nice scaling on top of the pokes. They get there, I think, we'll be looking at Burn or Pen for both of them on this next item. Looks like Burn for Ziggs and Pen for Xerath, I'd expect.
Yeah, I would agree. I like, I think that's a unique thing about just, like, both of these are artillery mages, so they function off each other, but they also itemize something, like, completely different, in that regards here. But it looks like you guys, oh my god, Soup stole the Hex Tech. Wow.
He's nasty with it. And they're going to win the fight. Maybe? Oh,
I
maybe
think they're
not.
gonna lose this fight potentially. Oh, nice C4 coming out of Shrieks there. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 here. Well, I think Orin ends up falling down the victor here. Oh, nice flash here. Nice chase. I think if Xerath stays here, you guys can push this back. Okay, Xerath stays up. Yeah, so all in all, that ends up being a 2-for-1 here, but you guys get the Hextech Soul. Is insane. That's back-to-back Drakes. Sorry, no, he stole the second Drake. So 2 out of the 4 Drake Supers came in and just stole it right in their faces.
That and the team morale boost. He's a locker room guy, Soup. He steals drags and he's a locker room guy. He might not be great at everything else, but great in the locker room.
That's good to hear, man. So Orin items coming in. He's at 14 now. I think he upgrades Xerath here. Storm Surge or Ludens are both solid upgrades. I think for Ziggs, you either wait for Leandries or you upgrade Ludens as well, or just do the long wait to Death Cap. Trinity
I
Force.
think you just gotta throw items you just gotta throw the upgrades on, just get the bonus stats.
Yeah. You're too far away from Death Cap. We see, yep, here's the upgrade coming out for Xerath here. So upgrades Ludens Companion, which is really, really good. 125 AP, 26 ability haste is pretty massive.
Well, 1Q does half of her health.
Uh-huh. See Kinetic Rukern almost coming up here for Solitz, which I think will be a pretty big pickup. He can start to actually advance his way into Victor a little bit. It looks like
The thing is the DsYlExIc defenders, we can wave clear for 18 years here. Like,
yeah.
Zig Xerath.
Yeah, but we got Team Ghost. Looks like they're sneaking this Baron right here, which Baron's, I think, is the one thing that Ghost needs to break this game open. Unless we get a Xerath steal. Nope, close. But they kept Soup away long enough. Yeah. I think Baron minions.
Might make it a little more difficult.
Yeah. I still think you guys got like really solid wave clear here, especially with Ziggs completing Leandries here. That's a massive pickup into Baron. Ziggs ult comes out. Oh, nice damage.
I've Seraphine to heal some of it up, but still.
No, Seraphine went AP this game. I did not catch that, actually.
Yeah, I do think the Void stats need to come out pretty soon, but the thing is, if you look at their team, like, there really is only Merc Treads.
Oh, big Warren knockup coming out here. Oh, they end up picking off Mage, potentially? Nope. It's a nice attempt at an engage there, but... yeah.
Oh, thank you for letting me drop in here, but I have to get going. Have a great night, guys. And hopefully the game's good.
Not a problem, man. Thanks for checking in on it. And the team's doing well, bro. Surprised we aren't seeing any Void being built. I agree, but I also like I think Void has value here, but also like you're building Void for 20% of the team comp, just because there's not much MR coming out of the side. Like you got Merc Treads on Renekton, but there's no other Merc Treads here, so Sejuani's not going to walk through all of the minefields or absorb all of the poke, especially Xerath poke goes through. So I think now that both are at 3 items, you definitely look at some type of percentage pen here. But I was okay with Void being like in that 3rd, 4th area. Herwick, bro, you oh, but we have a big engage coming out here. Oh, and Zareth ends up one-shotting with the, well, not one-shotting, but helping with Soup. Ends up taking out the bot lane. Let's see what we got here. We got Ornald coming out as well. Big Sejuani stun to stop the Ornald here. But Tristana's up top getting this inhib. Really well played, actually, by Mage to just go up top and push this out. But we have Elder Drake coming up here. Actually just spawned here. Now, DsYlExIc's team comp does not take Drakes very fast. Especially this Elder Drake, so I don't know what the thought process is. I actually think both of these guys need the back. You have Hextech to get there fairly fast, but like this Orin is not going to face check the whole team here. Zareth is topside with no TP, mind you. He brought barrier this game. So you have Super Minion coming up top. Ornn needs to be here just to create space for these mages to poke here. So I think you walk in together here. Well, Ornn's going top. I think he has to because of the TP. So a lot of this space is going to have to be created by Herwick and Soup here. But I actually low-key think Mage plus one other can 2-man this Elder here. Because then you're asking this comp, who's going to be without Ornn here for a small window, to walk into Victor Sejuani, AP Seraphine here. And yeah, you see Mage doing this Elder by himself here, actually. So yeah, this was what we were talking about. Like, it's very hard for them to walk into this comp. So you see Mage ends up taking this Elder by himself here. He actually took it with no lifesteal, unless he's got it in the runes. So getting this Elder off the map, I think, is pretty big here. And I think Victor definitely can poke down, match the poke of at least one of the artillery mages here. But the all-in becomes big here too. If they end up catching out anybody, they blow them up quite heavily. But oh, we see a big Ziggs ult come down. I like Shritz's Ziggs ult usage during these sieges here. I think it is tough with the inhib down. I think you're going to end up losing another one. You might get triple inhib here, but if they don't find a chance to start this fight with Elder Drake, when are they ever going to try it? Oh, we see a lot of poke coming out here on Mage. We see Seraphine ends up getting ulted here. And they end up winning this fight against Elder Drake here. So it's 2 for none overall. Let's see, Elder should be falling off. Yeah, Elder's about 60% done with here. Ornn upgrades starting to come out. See, Leandry's got upgraded here. That's a pretty big upgrade, 95 AP. The 485 health is pretty massive. I think that much health stacked with Seraphs is pretty good here. So, I do think the Team Ghost comp is kind of just slowly withering away at this DsYlExIc's base here. especially if they pick up the second Baron. But DsYlExIc can't really leave their base or do anything. Orin's always going to have to keep pushing back these super minions there, and he's the only one that can actually walk in the fog. Wukong ult having to get burned here so he doesn't get stunned and taken out by Havoc. Oh my, we see this team Ghost Comp absolutely melts this Baron here. Nice moves by Mage to dodge all the Varus ults, but we see Havoc. Oh my, what a big massive Q coming out of Havoc here. And after all of that poke and spell usage, you end up seeing nobody falling down here for either side. Baron ends up getting taken though by Team Ghosts. Havoc does not have his Sterit's gauge up, so they end up shutting down here. Crit Bloom comes out by Ziggs, which is massive. Now we see some of the poke and the pushback come out. Flashing away here from Tristana and Seraphine as Wukong advances forward onto them. Wukong ult still up. Big poke coming out here. Victor ult comes out to kind of zone away. Decent poke coming out here. Oh, but Victor ends up getting taken out, and Seraphine gets taken out. These Xerath ults have been absolutely on point here in the last couple minutes here. And that's an ace coming out for DsYlExIc defenders here. They are down still 10 gold, but the Orin items coming out, that gold lead's got to be pretty close to like 3-4K here. So you got double supers up top lane here. I think Ziggs will be able to clear both of these. As Orin half healths it with an auto. This turret Hextech Soul putting in work. Yeah, 100% agree. Like Hextech Soul with this type of poke comp is doing a boatload of work here. But I also think like double Hextech giving, I believe it's what, 5 ability haste plus 3% AP. As we start to see the death caps come out here. Ziggs not having a death cap, I feel like, is a little interesting here. I don't know possibly what this Fiendish Codex is going towards. So I'm kind of curious to see where that goes in his build. But this Xerath is pure damage here and pure backline access. Double pen items, upgraded Ludens, death cap here. 8-1 on the Xerath. Farhash is having an absolute insane game. 600 AP coming out here. Oh, but we see a directing camera work for me here. We see Victor ends up getting taken out by Xerath here. Seraphine gets taken out again. Orin ends up taking out this Renekton here. And then they end up taking out Sejuani. And Elder Drake is up. But we see Mage Hand TPing into the base here. Is this Mage Hand? Mage Hand may end this game here. Oh, great Satchel coming out by Ziggs here. Orin's coming here. So Mage Hand's going to end up falling here, but he ends up getting both turrets. And an ace here. We see this Elder Drake falling pretty slowly. Like I said, this DsYlExIc comp can't do Drakes that fast. Actually, half their comp back. This is just Wukong Orin. And a very low income Wukong on top of that. Now we have Hextech Soul, double poke mages, and Elder Drake. Havoc has TP up for the back door. We see Havoc TPing behind, or no, it wasn't Havoc. I'm sorry, that was Geico. Well, Solus has had enough of her shit. And, bye. We see Xerath. Oh my! Xerath almost one-shotting Geico there. But we see, so, cross map 1-for-1. Elder falls off. Farash. Zig's going after this top turret, getting some freestanding gold. Now, I would argue that the gold lead actually favors DsYlExIc after these Warren items here. You see Victor doing his best here. Oh, big ult coming out here from Ziggs. He does end up taking out Wukong here, so they lose a little bit of the Baron pressure. Baron's up in 30 seconds here. Wukong's about 20 seconds after that. But Shriek's doing a really good job pushing this bot lane turret here. If we thought game 1 was the best game of the split, this game is starting to rival it overall. I mean, you're at a 42-minute game here. 4,000 gold lead for the side of Team Ghost, but with the Ornn items completely all being out there, this gold lead, in my opinion, is tied up, maybe even favors DsYlExIc a little bit here. Shriek's on full build, Farash on full build, Ornn finishing up his last item now. Still got Soup pretty behind in the build here. You see Ornn going after this Tristana, which his ult's on a pretty low cooldown, so I think that's okay. Elder, though, has fallen off of DsYlExIc's comp here. So our next fight we're going to see is over this Baron, potentially. We see Xerath ult coming out. Looks like it hit a couple of the bot lane members for Team Ghost. But Xerath ult on a pretty low cooldown as well. Nice sidestep for them to not get hit. I think you're at the point now where everything in this game is going to one-shot the Ziggs, that you may look to get rid of Seris for death cap here once you get up enough gold. We see Team Ghost going after this Baron here. Soup tries to go in and gets a steal, but was just a little too late there. So a third Baron coming out now for Team Ghost. Ornn on full items now. I do like this Knight's Vow coming out here. He's also on a Elixir of Iron, so this Ornn is absolutely just a beefcake. Oh, but we see the Ornn combo coming out with Xerath here. But Geico doing a really good job here of getting out. Ziggs ult misses everybody here. So I think you need to plan the Ziggs ult with the Ornn. But nice attempt here by this DsYlExIc comp. Both ults are on fairly low cooldown. Actually, Ziggs ult is going to come up before any of the other ones here. Blue buff going over to DsYlExIc. It's pretty big. Extremely now that DsYlExIc wins if their Nexus doesn't die. Fair. See a big Ziggs ult coming out here in the mid lane. And Soup ends up diving this backline here. Mage kind of caught out, but flashes away. Sejuani ult comes out, gets Ornn. You see Victor TPing the back, and you have now Xerath versus the rest of them. You have Ornn coming out here. Oh, and DsYlExIc ends up winning the game off a backdoor TP by Geico to help Havoc win the game here. Absolute insane ending. Well, let me go back. We gotta check out this ending here. See, where's Geico at? So Geico's pushing top lane and TPs to backdoor here. And it ends up being exactly what they need. You have a couple of TPs coming in. Farash ends up hitting the two shots to take down Geico, but Havoc ends up finishing off this Nexic here. So Team Ghost ends up taking Game 3 here in an insanely competitive series. Wow, what an ending here. Oh my, look at the damage charts overall here. Ziggs and Xerath, just two champions. The big beefcake in front of them. Absolute insanity here. So, all in all, really well played by DsYlExIc here, having a sub bot lane here, and I know Ghost also had a sub at the support, so really well played by both teams here. And yeah, Team Ghost ends up taking that matchup versus DsYlExIc, so congrats to Team Ghost here, but honestly, really good showing there from DsYlExIc. So, but that's it for tonight's series, so hope everybody stay warm and have a great night.